Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24, verse number 5. Maitreya Uvacha Devahuti api sandesam Gauravena Prajapate Samyat Shraddhaya Purusam Krutastam Vajadrurum. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sri Maitreya said, Devahuti was fully faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband Kardama, who was one of the Prajapatis, or generators of human being in the universe. O great sage, she thus began to worship the Master of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is the process of spiritual realization. One has to receive instruction from bona fide spiritual master. Kardama Muni was Devahuti's husband, but because he instructed her on how to achieve spiritual perfection, he naturally became her spiritual master also. There are many instances wherein the husband becomes the spiritual master. Lord Shiva also is the spiritual master of his consort Parvati. A husband should be so enlightened that he should become the spiritual master of his wife in order to enlighten her in the advancement of Krishna consciousness. Generally, Stri or woman is less intelligent than man. Therefore, if the husband is intelligent enough, the woman gets a great opportunity for spiritual enlightenment. Here it is clearly said, Samyat Shraddhaya, that with great faith one should receive knowledge from the spiritual master and with great faith execute the performance of service. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, has especially stressed the instruction of the spiritual master. One should accept the instruction of spiritual master as one's life and soul. Whether one is liberated or not liberated, one should execute the instruction of spiritual master with great faith. It is also stated that the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. One does not have to seek the Lord outside. He is already there. One simply has to concentrate on one's worship in good faith as instructed by the bona fide spiritual master, and one's efforts will come out successfully. It is also clear that the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not appear as an ordinary child. He appears as he is. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, he appears by his own internal potency, Atma Maya. And how does he appear? He appears when pleased by the worship of a devotee. A devotee may ask the Lord to appear as her son. The Lord is already sitting within the heart, and if he comes out from the body of a devotee, it does not mean that the particular woman becomes his mother in the material sense. He is always there, but in order to please his devotee, he appears as her son. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
So, Devahuti, Maitreya Rishi is continuing to narrate the pastimes relating to Kardama Muni and Devahuti. So here Maitreya Uvacha, Maitreya said, Devahuti was very faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni just instructed her that you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he'll become your son. and teach you Brahma Bhavana or Brahma Vidya. So Devahuti faithfully accepted the instructions of Kardamamuni, direction of her husband. Devahuti was fully faithful and respectful. See the words. Was fully faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband, Kardamamuni. And Prabhupada says, this is a process of realization. One has to receive instruction from the bona fide spiritual master. How can you be faithful and respectful towards an instruction? You can be respectful, and normally we know we can be respectful towards a person. A transcendental person, a pure spiritual person, when he gives an instruction, this is the meaning of such instructions are non-different from him. Those instructions are live. Those instructions can receive faith and respect. When you execute those instructions are worshipped. Those instructions are respected. When you have faith that those instructions are directly pleasing to the Lord, then you are worshipping that instruction with faith. So Devahuti was fully faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband. Normally in the material world, we separate the person from his instruction. In ordinary life, somebody gives an instruction, then you take that instruction, then you take it away from him and then you analyze it independently, isn't it? You may respect that person, but you will tell him that your instruction is not correct. You will tell him. You can tell him in this world. We do that often. Just because, I disagree with you, it does not mean I don't respect you. I respect you, but I disagree with you. With Guru, you cannot do that. With Guru, you cannot disagree. Instruction of Guru is non-different from the Guru. Instruction is instruction, Guru's person is person. But there is variety, his instruction is also live. That is the reason why Prabhupada says, I continue to live in my books and my teachings. Instructions are Vani. His personality lives through the Shabda of the spiritual master, instruction of the spiritual master. The personality lives through the desire in his mind for somebody. Say Prabhupada initiates you, okay, your name is this, this is this, chant 16 rounds. How many rounds you will chant? 16 rounds, he says. From Prabhupada's mind, he has accepted you as his disciple. Along with the instruction to you to chant 16 rounds. Follow 4 regulative principles. Those instructions they are live instructions. They have the power to assist you to follow those instructions, provided you respect that. You have to respect those instructions. You have to see those instructions as non-different from spiritual masters, his mind. Not following the instructions of a spiritual master, the disciple should train himself to see that if I don't follow the instructions of spiritual master, I am not respecting Prabhupada. That's why Prabhupada used to say, if you're not following the discipline, then how you can be my disciple? Disciple means discipline. So this idea is a very big secret in spiritual life. These are all revealed here, but it doesn't strike everybody. That instructions are worshipable. There is a soul in that instruction. What is the soul in Prabhupada's instruction? Prabhupada's soul. Prabhupada is there, those instructions. When a disciple tries to execute the instructions of the spiritual master, when he tries faithfully and respectfully, when he tries to follow, you don't succeed to follow those instructions because of yourself alone. You succeed to follow because that instruction is non-different from Prabhupada. What you lack, what kind of strength you lack, mental, intellectual, emotional, physical strength you lack to fulfill those instructions, will mystically come out of those instructions. That is the meaning of faithfully serving the instructions. You desire to chant 16 rounds, follow the instructions of spiritual master. Then, with that reverence for that instruction, you will get the power to chant properly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself set this example. He was asked by the sannyasis in Varanasi, Benares, why are you chanting? I'm chanting because my guru told me I'm a murkha, I should chant this mantra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was following the instructions of his guru and chanting Hare Krishna. Then afterwards I do not know what happened, I'm going mad. And he is telling, actually I'm not imitating, please believe me, I'm going mad. I cannot help going mad, he is telling the sannyasis. Faithfully following instruction means all the implications of that instruction you may not understand. Guru asks you to chant 16 rounds. Why 16 rounds? What 16 rounds will do to me? How it will do to me? All those things come later on as a realization. But you don't need all those reasons to follow the instructions of the Guru. Why 4 regulatory principles? What are the reasons? You may not know everything. Even very often we may think scientifically we know. Even according to modern science we know this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. But eventually, spiritually, from the spiritual platform, what is sinful activity, why it is bad, you cannot, a neophyte can never understand that. He has to faithfully follow what the Guru says. Those are great implications are there from the transcendental plane. Because he is not fully enlightened, he doesn't know. But the Guru knows. Therefore he is saying, why these 4 regulatory principles, why 16 rounds instruction? Why these instructions are given? The entire understanding, bhakti, is completely done in full knowledge, transcendental knowledge. not done in ignorance. Guru is in full knowledge. The Shishya may not know. So therefore, simply faithfully and respectfully, being faithful and respectful towards the instructions of the spiritual master cannot be separated from faithfulness and respectfulness towards the spiritual master. You see the difference? There is variety. Guru, the person is there, his instruction is there. When we say the two things are non-different, means both are there as variety of one thing. In the material world, a person gives instruction, the instruction is separated from him. The spiritual world, an instruction is not separated from the person. Prabhupada's instruction cannot be separated from him. The moment we say it cannot be separated from him, next implication is what? Instructions themselves are as powerful as Prabhupada. So if you embrace the instruction in your heart, from that instruction all the Shakti for executing that instruction will come. The big secret. Therefore, I pointed out this particular translation. Devahuti was fully faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband, Kardama. What was her direction? What was his direction? You worship like this, like this, like this. Then you will get a son. So that is the first part here in this purport Prabhupada says, and it is a very fundamental thing that every serious disciple of the spiritual master, serious disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he understands the oneness of instruction of Prabhupada and Prabhupada. And therefore, such a person who is following this instruction never feels separated from the spiritual master. Just like Prabhupada says, I never felt my spiritual master has left me, or I am away from my spiritual master. Because he's connected to the instruction of the spiritual master, means he's connected to Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. So in the same way, we should consider ourselves a great fortune if we get some instruction from Prabhupada. At the time of initiation, we all get instruction from Prabhupada. Chant 16 rounds. That event has happened in Prabhupada's mind. He is my disciple. From that time, you got a very powerful weapon in your hand. What is that weapon? Huh? That is normal understanding. Huh? Now I explained very more pinpointedly. You got a powerful thing. You got an instruction from Prabhupada. Don't think it's easy to get instruction from Prabhupada. You got a lifelong instruction from Prabhupada. Chant 16 rounds for regulative principles. He give only, if he gives only, you'll get it, no. So he has given at the time of initiation, formally he gives. So because of that instruction, then you can get benefit from holy name, Harinam. He is given the holy name. He is not given the holy name to keep him in the pocket. Chant without offenses, 16 rounds attentively, no, so many things he has given, instructions. See, in this material world, normally when we say instruction means, somebody is telling, do like this. No, the Guru's instruction are not like this, do like this. Guru's instruction is packed with the potency, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, all those things. It's live. That is the point that is being explained. It's a very mystical process. Bhakti Yoga is a mystical process. It is not simply direction, what to do, what not to do. It is potency-packed direction. Okay, so then, next Prabhupada is telling, there are many points in this purport. 4 or 5 points which are significant to be elaborated. How Prabhupada says the husband should be so enlightened that he should become the spiritual master of his wife in order to enlighten her in the advancement of Krishna consciousness. Generally, Stree, women, is less intelligent than man. Therefore, if the husband is intelligent enough, the woman gets an opportunity for spiritual enlightenment. So this is another subject that we have discussed earlier. The statements of Prabhupada, statements of the scriptures, that Stree or woman is less intelligent than man. And in this modern day where men are educated, women are educated equally or even more, unless we explain what this really means, it would lead to kind of, for a neophyte, faithlessness in what Shastra says. How can you say they are less intelligent? If you take SSLC results, if you take PUC results, there will be more girls in the top few ranks than boys. Now you can say they are less intelligent. So we explained the other day, given an understanding, it is also in line with many things that the modern psychology has also discovered. Just because, let us say, I have a lot of money with me, and if I don't have financial intelligence, I won't consider myself as rich. Financial. I'm not just because I have a lot of money, but I have no brains how to control that money. Financial intelligence. In the same way, just because you have a lot of emotions in your body, and if you don't have capacity to control those emotions, then you are not emotionally rich. If a person does not have enough, if there is abundance of money and if he has no brains, then what will happen? Many people will take away the money. They'll fool you and take away the money. You won't know how to spend it. So in the same way, the women's body, psychology, mind, generates, or their emotional capacity is high. Generally, they emotionalize everything. Every small thing is also emotionalized. There is abundance of emotional force in the body of a woman. Man has got relatively less. He spends more time on speculation. Speculation. Women spend more time on managing emotions. Every small emotion is a sweat for them. So therefore, now, okay, then why if you got a lot of money and if you don't have proper financial intelligence, people will make you a pauper. They'll cheat you. They cheat you means what? They fulfill their agenda through your money. Because you have no brains. You have no financial brains. So even modern psychology has found out that the agility of the women's mind to move through different emotions, observing and moving through different emotions, is very less compared to man's ability to move through the emotions. Drop one emotion, take another emotion. Forget this, go to another emotion. That's called agility. Mind has got two abilities. Ekatva and anutva. Ekatva means, if you have one emotion, you can stick to it. Actually, women have more power to stick to a particular emotion. In some work, you need that. They're very powerful. Why they're powerful? Because reality is moved by emotions. Reality is moved by emotions. Emotions are not reality, but reality is moved by emotions. Emotions. It sets things into motion. So emotions are very, very valuable to run this world, to run this reality, to move the reality, to do something, to achieve something. Emotions are very, very valuable. But anything valuable can be used and misused. Therefore they say Stri Shakti. You cannot compare 10 times that of man Shakti is Stri Shakti. If they fix on emotion, ekatva, it will remain like that and they'll go behind it and get it. So there are positives and negatives. Man has positives, man has negatives. When they combine together, they should supplement each other. They supplement each other. That is where the husband shares his ability to see the emotions and guide the women. No, you are stuck in this emotion. Move out of it. Then they go into the other one, then they see differently things. They get stuck into one. Once you are stuck in a slot, then your intelligence is also filtered. All your intelligence, your reasoning, your thinking, completely prejudiced. Emotions, prejudice. Then you see another perspective, so that different perspective, a husband can show, hey, this may look like this. This may look like, very good for you, but on the whole, somebody else is exploiting you, your emotions. You are in an emotional plane. The other person is very smartly on an intellectual plane, playing with your emotions. You are not detecting. You are not detecting it. Somebody can point out and show. Somebody can direct. The husband, father, mature, older sons can help the Stri in different situations. And similarly, Stri can help. The mother can help the son. Mother can fire the husband with emotions to achieve something. There's a famous saying in English, behind every successful man there is a woman, they say. Why is it said? Because they supply that emotion if there is a good relationship. So these are all facts that our scriptures are revealing. These are not some things which are unrealistic, simply some statement that women are less intelligent than men. Of course, in the modern context, we have to put it in proper language. But the fact is a fact. There is no mincing of words when Shastras speak. When Shastras speak, they will speak. And we have to make it, we have to believe in it and make people understand that this is a fact. Superficially, rajasically, people think men and women are equal. How can you say men and women? They don't even look equal. Stupid statement. Stupid statement. They don't look equal. Their physical strengths are not equal. The emotional strength are not equal. The ability to control emotions are not equal. And that's what is meant as intelligence. The ability to control these emotions. That is called intelligence. Intelligence, emotional intelligence. Having a lot of emotions does not necessarily mean they have emotional intelligence. Why does one get stuck in one emotion? Because too much identification that that's me, my emotion. That is why. Psychologists have found out that women counselors are more successful than men counselors. Why? Counseling is about, managing emotions and, telling them how can they don't have emotional intelligence. You just now said, then how they can. As long as it is not their emotions, their vocabulary of emotion is very high. So they know how to take this emotion, put there. But when it comes to their own emotion, she may be an excellent counselor, but she'll not be able to counsel herself. It's a fact. They become incapable because they cannot see that those emotions as different from them. Okay, next. Any questions on this? I'll continue this purport tomorrow, next time. More points are here. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you told this switching between emotions and sticking to one emotion. So, if this personality can be changed, because this is basically with the identification of that personality having this emotion.
Yeah.
So by practice, this can be changed, or it is by birth, whatever by nature's mode one has got this, it can be changed by practice of yoga.
By practice of yoga, it is possible, because yoga is about delinking, getting detached from matter. So simply nothing. You chant Hare Krishna 16 sounds nicely. You will be able to see all these things, your own emotions. Your ability to be self-aware of your emotion increases. Brahman means a platform of consciousness which is above matter. So the more and more your soul gets Brahmanized. It's already Brahman, but it is covered. So it gets Brahmanized by touching the Supreme Brahman. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Slowly, just like you see, coconut, when it dries, the copra will separate. In the same way, when you heat your system with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, nice hearing, the copra is like the soul. It will separate from this body, identification. Slowly it will separate. When you separate, you are able to see everything. Just like you see his problems differently than your own problems. My own problem, I am stuck in seeing my own problems. When I see somebody's problem, very easily I analyze and everything. Why? Because I am only intellectually going there. When it is my problem, intellectually, emotionally I am involved. I cannot do that. But when you are Brahmanized, you are seeing intellect, emotion, everything not you, this body not you. It's a yantra, and you are seeing you are able to see your yantra, and what is favorable for devotion service you accept, what is not favorable you reject. This management is nothing but accepting and rejecting. So self-management you can do, depends where you are situated. If you are situated in Brahman, you can do spiritual self-management. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.